So now I'm just going to ask you the really more of a branding question, if I may. Fruit Street. I mean, that's a rather interesting name for your program.
Yeah, so actually the wife of one of our physician investors came up with it, and it's a street in Boston that has quite a few famous hospitals. And so the first physicians that invested trained at those hospitals and thought it was synonymous with the idea of innovation, clinical research, and just medical excellence, basically.
So that ties into the name there.
Yes.
Interesting.
Also, I thought it was kind of like Apple Computers. It's kind of like Fruit Street. It's easy to spell. Doesn't really have to do with the actual thing. And fruit is healthy. So
that's true. That's true.
At first, I didn't like it, but then I thought about it that way, and I said it's kind of good.
That's an interesting lesson. Many companies, the name grows on them. I mean, technically, is Apple a great name for a computer company? Okay, now we're used to it.
Right.
So, of course, it's a great name. But I'm sure when it first came out, people said, Apple, like...
Right, it's almost like the marketing makes the name, the branding.
And that's a great... That's the point. In general, it's the follow-through.
Right.
It's the branding around it that creates the entire aura and loyalty and everything that builds up with the brand. Whereas if a company just puts out a unique name and they don't do any type of marketing or branding around it,
right,
then they're wondering why no one knows about it, no one gets it. It's because there was no promotion behind it. Now, I noted that one of the most innovative features of Fruit Street is that it's real time. Patients can take, like you mentioned, take photos of their food and receive feedback instantly. That, of course, the flip side is that's higher maintenance for the company. How do you juggle that? I mean, of course, it's great from the people that are engaged in the program, but how do you manage to provide that level of service?
So we have a large staff of dietitians who are delivering the program, and the thought is that it's great to do a video conference class, but what about the rest of the week where people are living their lives? And so we think that part of what drives the weight loss outcomes is actually that in-between follow-up. So maybe I take a picture of a soda that I drank at 2 p.m. Wednesday in one of my weaker moments, and my dietitian can see that on a web dashboard and write a comment like, have you thought about trying water instead next time? And I'll get a push notification right back to my phone. And so we just feel that that's important because actually part of the way that we get paid by the insurance companies is based on do people lose weight or not. And so we have to really go above and beyond just delivering the class to make sure that people lose weight. And so it makes sense to have those extra touch points with people throughout the week.
So that's fascinating. That means that obviously you're interested in people's health, and I get that. But there's added incentive because there are benchmarks. You get compensated from the companies based on real results. I mean, if people lose weight, you do better.
Right. And in fact, so we get paid about $345 by the insurance companies to deliver this program. And of course, they don't give it to you all up front. They want to see the results. So it's actually 4 milestones. The first one is when the patient downloads the app. The second one is after the 4th week. The third one's after the 8th week. And then the final milestone, which is about a third of the entire payment, is when they lose 5% of their weight. So it's a really big impact on, does this actually deliver results or not? Otherwise, they won't pay you the full amount.
This is really, really a fascinating conversation I'm having here with Laurence Girard. We are talking health as well as business, and there's nothing wrong with that because you got to be healthy really to perform. What wearable devices do patients use to monitor everything that's going on? Now, you mentioned the Fitbit. Something about the scale. Maybe you could describe that and how it interacts and how it gives your people the information that they seek. Yeah,
so every participant is issued a body trace cellular bathroom scale. So it actually has a cellular chip in it, which means you don't have to deal with connecting it to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And so you step on the scale, you weigh yourself, you see the number, but it actually sends the data to Fruit Street in the cloud because each patient has a personal health record.
So they don't have to take a picture that's like that. They're going to get upset at me. That's it. They step on that.
You don't even have to look at the number if you don't want to.
Let the doctor do that.
Yes. And so once you send that in, your dietitian can see your weight because she has a list of, here's my 200 patients. And then as you're doing things like stepping on the scale, using your Fitbit to track how many steps you're taking per day, taking pictures of your food, they're getting that data in real time to make sure that you're progressing on the right track. And the purpose of the Fitbit is to say, okay, am I walking 10,000 steps a day? Or the goal of the diabetes prevention program is 150 minutes of physical activity in a week. And then on the dietary side, we're looking for, did you have 5 or 6 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, and avoiding a lot of, processed foods. And so it really allows us to monitor your weight, your exercise, and your diet very closely as well. But we also integrate with FDA-approved blood pressure cuffs that are smartphone compatible, FDA-approved glucometers as well. And so if patients already had diabetes or they had hypertension, we can also monitor that data and see how their lifestyle is impacting their blood glucose or their blood pressure as well. And you can kind of see how everything connects.
I love the honor of interviewing C-level executives and sharing their great advice and perspective on Mind Your Business. I'd love to get your feedback. Post it in the comments below and subscribe. You'll never miss an edition of Mind Your Business.